I was just watching Maximilian Dude there, and spying on my on the you know. Today I thought let's do an IRL vlog. Shut up. Let's do one cozy, like, IRL vlogistan. Could I go even higher? Yeah. I cannot, but I can do this. I've still got the bullet wound headshot wound right there. My healing powers have not been great, by the way. I've also got another headshot wound right here, recently shot in the head. But don't worry though, I'm immortal, so I can handle it. If my ex-wife can beat me up to bits, like full on, go full rage mode on me, and beat me up because of my recent actions, then I can handle a headshot wound and a bullet wound or something. But you get what I mean. Plus, ever since my ex-wife left me, I've been transitioning to the demon sorcerer mode, demon himself. Very strange things have been happening to my skin and body and whatnots. A few days ago, I decided to go on a wander. Go on a nice little wander. And then all of a sudden, I felt a little weird and pain. And yeah, I began to realize that one of my weaknesses, the changes, is daylight. And yeah, I did a bunch of stuff while I was training. I entered the Jinsei for a few times recently to gather my strength up and everything like that of a kind. You see, sometimes my powers like to disappear. I'm not always that kind of person with all sorts of powers and abilities. Sometimes my healing abilities go away, or my fire abilities go away. Lift up my hand and basically cannot even summon fire or ice or lightning or whatnot. That's not how my storyline works. You see, fun fact, by the way, I never was actually immortal. I had my original power was to take people's powers and borrow them. So if that person right there or that person right there had flight or fire or healing or whatnot, and I needed it the most, all I had to do is just touch them and the powers go through me and I can use them powers for a limited time. But when I met the immortal woman, the mortal lady, the mental patient lady, you guys probably seen my roleplay storyline stuff by now. You should know how I got my immortal powers. But when I met the lady who had the immortal powers, those powers stuck to me as though they were right for me. Not only those powers stuck to me and I gained the ability to have be immortal, and healing, and many other factors. They also advanced my original power. Thus, I could now advance every single power that I use and touch. So, when I touch a fire demon, or when I touch an ice demon, or when I touch a person who can fly, I can access the person's advanced form, thus transforming into the ultimate form. So I can transform into a fire demon, full-on fire demon. The downside is that my clothes will be damaged and burn off, and when I transition back to human, I have to gasp for clothes and whatnots. But the black suit that I created a long time ago, and that's another storyline waiting to happen. I give you a little explanation of what suit do I wear that helps me out a lot. I simply call it the black suit. You may notice when I play video games like Cyberpunk or GTA 5 or many other games with the ability to change my costume or shirt or something, you may notice that I change them to a black suit. It represents my character. You may also notice that why do I change to a white skin? Because that's how Mr. Monty is like. He's white skin, red eyes, hair about ponytail style hair, sometimes dreadlocks, and beard, and pupilless eyes as well, sometimes. That's when he transitions to demon sorcerer mode. God, my eyes are. And thus, yeah. So that's how my powers work. Now, through the life of Monty of my series, I also explain how I learned magic as well. And my original power became a huge kind of help when it came to that kind of error, because not only I could touch the person's power, I could also learn the power as well and become more powerful. And so from necromancy to sorcery to many other magic. Oh God, I need a tissue. And by the way, I'm also recovering from my other activities that I do when I'm not doing anything. You see, this is the part where you get a little suspicious, and sometimes I do like to do the do's, you know, and I saw things. I saw things. Many things. I saw many things. And yes. What's this? Hey, you shut up. Shut up your face, email. And what I saw was so juicy that I want a piece of that. I'm like a untamed beast seeing the juicy in front of me, and I'm just like, give me a piece of that, hold me back, give me a piece of that. But there's chains, you see, my arms have chains. Those chains don't allow me to do the juicies. Because many reasons. And I'll tell you now, right now, if I ever snap the chains and I let go and become me again, then you better know that something good is about to happen. Oh. Besides, there's now a demon sorcerer on the loose. I'm a very powerful demon sorcerer. And I'm very fortunate that this earth that I'm in right now cannot harm me. No gun, no knife, no knife wound. I'm pretty much invincible, you see. My skin is like Superman's skin, you see. Because of borrowed power that I have kept in, basically, yeah. A few days ago, I was at a restaurant down in London, somewhere in London. And all of a sudden, a truck was thrown at me. And it was thrown at me. And yes, the restaurant that I was in there, all of that restaurant was damaged. The people were safe because I basically teleported every single person in that restaurant, saved them, and basically did the do's and whatnots. Yeah, and a truck was thrown at me, but there was no damage to me because my skin is like steel, like Superman's skin, you know. You stab me with the knife will just bend into a small black handle. Let's picture this, right? I know I'm going to be breaking a bit of rules and regulations, but picture this. I reunite with my ex-wife. She hates the guts of me, and all you see is just her beating the crap out of me like an abusive woman she is. Like an abusive woman she is. And basically, yeah, and all you're doing is, Mom, Dad, stop fighting. And then there's me, not feeling any single pain. You know, like, I'm just there, like, making all the noises, like, oof, eef, ow. And with enough rage, and enough, you know, rough and tough, my ex-wife will eventually, you know, like, you know, get tired, and then she'll fall into the love phase, and then she'll start crying, and more crying, and more crying, and more crying, and eventually you'll start seeing the love-making scene. And that's how the ex-wife comes back to me. And all you'll just hear is kissy, 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 and I break the fourth wall right there, and I put the curtain down, and I'd be like, the following images and scenes of a sexual nature. If you're over 18, run away, because, you know. And then the song Wham! Careless Whisper will play, and that's when everything just goes all fine, and the ex-wife is now back with me, and yeah. Just a little, you know, like thing, because I can handle the ex-wife. She can be all ragey and all that abusive that she is. She can be all the whatnots, unfaithful to many others, and whatnots. But me, as an immortal being, I can handle it, you know. And all of a sudden you hear the ex-wife just comes in and beats the crap out of you right now with a baseball bat. But the baseball bat will crack and break and be like, I need another tool. So she grabs the tool and toolkit, and it's a bunch of stuff, wrenches and hammers and whatnot. Then she pulls out the sword that's hidden behind her in the thing. And she stabs me with it. But then every single thing of those items just break into pieces because I'm immortal. See, in light of recent events, let me tell you something. In light of recent events, right? Let me tell you something. Because my ex-wife left me, I kind of went criminal. I kind of went evil at the same time. So, yeah. A few days ago, I was at a bank. I was just minding my own business, getting a few quid out of the bank. And all of a sudden, I saw a bunch of people. They were about to rob the bank. Now, the old me would have stopped them and basically sent them back to jail. But because my ex-wife left me, it's led to me being evil now. Now, some people in this storyline hear the things that have happened, and you know what they say? They say, I've heard everything. That's not Monty. That's not Monty at all. I still believe in him, and I still believe that she will come back to them. She will come back to them, him. And it's those people that I still have a heart of, you know? It's those people where I casually just fly in or teleport to, and I see them in trouble, like they're trying to reach for a desk or reach for a shelf, or they're in danger, or they're walking down the street and then a bunch of 5 guys are behind them, and I just suddenly just see them, and I'm like, you know what? Ugh, save them. So it's those people. But due to me being a criminal and an evil guy now, I basically let those guys rob the bank, and one of them dropped a bag. I picked it up for them, and I gave it to them, and I goes, thanks. And then when the police came, I basically created a diversion, distraction, diversion, I need my wife, my ex-wife. I always think about the ex-wife every day. And I basically I basically blew up a police officer's car, injured a few police officers. Then I got into a little kerfuffle with one of the police officers' wives in a personal game, and she ended up accusing me of being a shape-shifted police officer. That I ended up basically I needed a little time. And I shape-shifted into a police officer. I then walked to this woman and I did a little... and yes, and here's the little point. All my storylines are rated R. They are not for the suitable heart, because when I demonstrate, when I tell you scenes of a gory nature, scenes of that nature, I am guaranteed you are going to grab the nearest bucket and puke, you know. And then there's wife, the ex-wife. Sorry, I just get drifted off by this mentioning the ex-wife. Like, yeah, well, anywho's, the ex-wife is gone now, and it's like a funeral right now. It's like a funeral. Those people who still have a heart for me, they come round and they actually do condolences that you lost your wife, and sorry about your wife. Custody is not in my favour, by the way. I don't get any of the properties of my ex-wife or anything that I had over in the other time, and she don't want to pick up the phone, and basically we can't do the things and everything. Please come back to me, ex-wife. Pick up the phone. Let's talk. And yeah, not to be confused with real life events, by the way. Anywho's. My other wife is just there, right there, and she's staring at me and with a very, very demon-looking eyes, and she's a demon herself. Ow. She just prodded me with a stick. Not right, no. Oh, later. Oof. Yeah, and by the way, I always wear glasses, but when I don't wear glasses, that's when I tend to go into the demon sorcerer mode, you know, that you see. Sometimes I switch, and I don't switch. And yeah. I'm just thinking about the ex-wife right now. What is she doing at this moment? Is there a camera underneath? Zoom on in. What? Oh yeah, video games. Like when I see the photos of my ex-wife. We have a photo collection, by the way, not to be all creepy out and everything, of the times we were together. And when I see the ex-wife, I'm like, zoom on in there, right? Let me see what the detail of the photo is. I want to see the grass behind the grass, you know, the grass. I want to see the bird on the table, you know. Zoom on into the bird, and as I was saying, so yeah, that's the Life of Monty series, basically, things like that. I'm dealing with, you know, like a thing going on, and not to be confused with real life. In real life, what am I doing? Well, I'm mourning the loss of my mum, in real life, still, even though she died in 2014. And I'm not an easy guy to just get over with my mum's death and everything like that. It's still stuck on me. I'm suicidal in real life. I'm basically, I cannot even handle it. And I've given the warning to every single person that's involved. Doctors, police, you name it, everybody. Last night I was dreaming about it, but then I thought, wake up and smell the reality. A new cyberpunk thingy has come out, and let's play that, shall we? So I hope you guys are watching and enjoying the cyberpunk coverage. Like I said, every single cyberpunk coverage is forwarded onto my YouTube channel, so you never miss an action ever. It can be even the smallest of gameplays. It could be just me wandering about for 30 minutes or, you know, less. Or it could be just me just having a full-on 2-hour, 1-hour session and just wandering about clearing the streets of Night City. I kind of became a cyber psycho, if you ask me, when it comes to cyberpunk. Cyber psycho sorcerer Monty, with all the gifts and talent that I can do. I could make you kill yourself. I could shock you. I could turn you against your people and many other gifts and other things like that. Kind of created a character myself, a storyline myself, to which I hope CD Projekt Red can send me some free swag, because I would love to have that ramen thingy. Even though ramen is haram for me, that's kind of shit, really. They make ramen noodles, but they don't make any halal versions. Even though, yes, you're probably wondering, there is halal ramen out there, but it's not the ramen that I want. The Dami ramens, the woo-has and the hoo-has. And it's not even it's not even halal. You know, like, I don't get it. My one wish to all the people in this world: make a halal version for us. Why you continue yapping? Like, we want to go to McDonald's and eat the same thing as the person that's eating the same thing, but in halal version. You know? What's the cost? What's the cost of, let's just say we do that. What's the cost of adding an extra area to the area that you're in and making it halal? You know, what's the cost of that? Like, upstairs is the version that you guys eat, and downstairs is where the version we can eat, and everything that goes to them will be halal, full on halal. What's the cost in that? What's the cost in that? Some people don't like the idea. You see, some companies, big companies, don't like the idea. I think it's a very, very good idea. Adds more people, and not only that, get along with each other. But, well, that's just my fantasy talk. Like I said, I would like to remind everybody that I don't have an ex-wife, by the way. I have never married. I don't even think of marrying. Never had a relationship in my life. And I don't really agree to having a relationship, because it's wasted talent right there. You see, it's wasted ability. You got your family, your kids. I want to go here, and I want to go here, and I want to go here. But then where's the you time, you know? Where's the you time? Like, you're living in a town and city, and you've always curious about that one side of town that you've ever always wanted to go to, or city, or even road, or even part of town, or the other side of that town, you know, like the other side. And you've always wanted to go alone. So why have weight to your, your chain, when you can live free and wander about and choose whenever you want to? It's kind of a really funny thing, basically. My opinions of relationships and whatnots. Most people will hear this relationship thing that I've just said, and they'll be like, meh, I'd rather go with my wife, or I'd rather go with my girlfriend. But then that's wasted talent as well, you see. You've got someone to actually look after, but you can't go to the places. See, whereas me, I'm not married yet, and I don't plan on getting married forever. And I can now explore every single part of the city that I want. You know, like, I can go to Essex and see it, and apparently Essex has a haunted forest that I really want to go and see. I go there and see, and apparently many famous characters have been in place for shelter and for history purposes, like Robin Hood apparently. There's, like apparently Robin Hood does actually exist in real life, but he's a real person and he's a different guy. And Merlin exists as well, and many other characters. I want to go there, but without shoulders, without chain. And to just see and explore. That creates content as well. You see, I picture this right now. I want to picture you this. Picture this. I go out and wander about, right? And I see something abandoned, or I see something that's really crazy, and I want to film it. And it's live on Twitch. Full on raw. Demon Soul. Yes, chat, I'm a vampire. What do you expect? Even though I don't have the weaknesses. No sunlight, no crosses, no whatnots can harm me. I just have the strengths. And unfortunately I have the thirst as well. The thirst of my ex-wife. Anywho's, the thirst of I want to know more. More. The thirst of maybe a camera will help. The thirst of many things. Many, many things. I can see. So yeah, there's that. There's also many other things that I like to discuss, but they are too much. You see, they are too much. You see, one thing I would like to discuss is that it's too much and it's too juicy. Like, as soon as I go one detail, you'll all be wondering the next detail. Like, you gotta go in deep, you gotta go in deep in the hole, and you gotta step and you stick the deep in the hole like this. That's how much detail I got. You gotta put your finger in the hole and just fiddle around with it, and I hope you're looking through a hole of a keyhole, by the way, not other holes. I mean, there are many holes that I would like to put my fingers through. What? I'm just a sad wizard man, you see, suffering the loss of my ex-wife. She left me. She walked away from me. And I'm just sat here just thinking about the past that we both had. The juicy moments we both had. And she doesn't want to come back to me. I would like for you to say in the comments, sorry for your loss of your ex-wife, in the comments. Don't worry, she'll come back to me. One day, she will. She just needed a little break. Because I went too much, if you ask me. Started embarrassing her in front of a bunch of people that she wanted to know, if you know what I mean. Every time I think about the nights of my ex-wife, I'm like, what? Did I say something? I said nothing. I'm just a sad wizard man, you see. Just a sad, lonely wizard man that's lost his wife too. Well, she just walked away from me. Never wanted me anyways. The only time I'll be happy will be if you, the people of the world, convinced her to pick up the phone and just let's talk. And we just talk, and then, then you see the picture of her getting angry of it, because then she comes to the door finally, and then she meets, but she doesn't meet in pure love, she's in pure anger, and all you see is her beating the crap out of me, and then, while she's beating the crap out of me, I break the fourth wall, and I grab myself a cup of coffee, and I sit by the chair, and she's like beating the crap out of a dummy and all that, and I'm just like, yeah, so where are we after? And then I use the love potion. The love potion is in. Many things happened. Lipstick, light bulb, turn off, everything. Anything, anywho's, what? And yeah, that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say, and that's all I gotta do and say and whatnots. And tune in for part 2 of Wizard Man Talks and Rants, where I speak about many other illegal wizard activity that I've been up to. You see, right now I'm up to many illegal wizard activity. Not many people know. And that's the beauty of being alone, you see, not having friends. And that's the beauty of my suicidal thoughts, is no one wants to hang around with you. So when you do actually do it, and you are in the perfect situation, when you are in the perfect situation 3 times, it'll be months, it'll be days, probably be even years, till that one person breaks their own rule. And I'll tell you now, that one person will also even have internal issues as well. They will break up with their wife or divorce from their wife. They will break up with their work because the people around them are all hateful. They hate me so much. They hate me so much. So much so, that person who finds out about me and literally searches the world for me will lose a lot of things in between. And what I mean by that is, well, they will sacrifice a lot of things. They will go yikes all over the place. And when they do find the place where I am, they open the door and they discover that the door is unlocked, and they see many letters, many things like that, of unpaid bills and things like that, and the smell of death in that place. And they go upstairs and they see a dead body, and that's me. That's when that person has completed their journey and realised the truth, that this person was telling many truths, not lies. That's when the bad will slowly deteriorate. That's how I'd like to picture my last. I mean, I could do it now. I could literally take a break of social media, many years break, 3 years break, take a break from talking to people, get lost and wander around in the streets, end up in some sort of ditch and whatnots. And the sad reality is that I'll be running on 0 pennies. and wander about, commit more crimes if I have to, pay the price if I have to. That's pretty much shelter, if you ask me. And thus years go by and everything is going in my favour, and I end up getting a house and many cares to look after, and I'm tired of what's going on. You know, small bungalow in New Asgard, or a small bungalow in New Gotham City, place in Metropolis, or anything like that of a kind, you know. And nobody knows of my location, even though many people have found, many people are trying to figure out where I am, but nobody knows actually. And there it is. And I'm just picturing the moment that person opens the door and sees the smell of death, and hears the smell of death, and sees the smell of, smells the smell of death, sees the smell of death as well, sees the death as well right in front of him, flies all over the place, many letters that need to be opened, eviction letters and many things, the door being unlocked, being natural unlocked, many things inside untouched, covered, untouched, dusty. Then they go in the kitchen to see the sight of unwashed dishes and unwashed many things like that. They open the fridge freezer to see that there's food in the fridge freezer, and they start puking and all that. They get out of the kitchen, they look in the garden, dead plants, many things like that. Many dead plants. Then they go upstairs and they see the sight of clothes all over the place. And that's when it gets really shocking for that person. And they open the first door and it's the bathroom, and it's all dirty and all, stinky and everything like that. I hope this guy's wearing a gas mask or whatnot, or has a strong stomach. Then they go in the office room and they see all sorts of things, all sorts of illegal things that I've been doing ever since I got this place. Big clue right there. They see all the pictures and everything like that hung on the wall and everything of a kind. Then they finally go in the bedroom. They see all sorts of things on the floor, clothes, medicine, everything of kind. Then they see the bed for the final time, and there it is, right there. My dead body, just rotten. The smell of stench, it's so much. And many other things they see there as well. Then that's when that person cries. Literally cries. And he goes to himself, he finally did it. He finally did it. How long he did it, never mind, we don't know. But eventually they find computers, they find a thing like that. They find many footage, including one unique footage of, the last video ever filmed. And that was a video that basically answered a bunch of questions. And yeah, that's it. That's it. Just I have crooked vampire teeth. That's the sad story about me. That's what I expect will happen. Yeah, and that person who does find out about me, does have a little heart for me, has lost a lot of things in their life. They lost their, it depends on them really. Could be the right person, could be the wrong person. You never know. that person would be a no-go for everybody. Now, originally, that person was a no-go until something happened, until a change of heart. You know, like, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed my ranting and talking. Like I said, none of it is true. Everything is all fantasy. I don't have an ex-wife. I don't have anything of the kind. I'm just a man that's working on my roleplay storyline. And yeah, thanks for watching. And I mean no harm to myself when it comes to the suicidal talks and everything. I mean no harm at all. You know, because good things are happening in my life right now. Good things. Many good things. Announcements of video games, movies, family announcements, many other things. And it's just putting that mode on hold. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another stream. Maybe cyberpunk, maybe ranting, maybe whatnot. Goodbye. And last thing. Rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth II.